are back on TTalk, एक Boond Soch की train of thought with a series of episodes on case writing, how one can bridge the gap between the corporate and the academy, and how it's going to be beneficial for the organizations and for an academic for writing a case study on respective corporates. Today again we are having Mr. Ketan Gandhi, who's a business leader, management consultant, and the case author, who work very closely within companies to transform their business journey and the challenges. Sir, welcome once again.
Yeah,
to the
thank
show.
you.
Welcome. So now in this particular episode, we're talking more in terms of the strategic and the business benefit. Now, when we look from the perspective as far as the corporate which are concerned, what are the tangible business benefit a company receive from having a case study written like?
Yeah, so if you see the events in the business happens maybe once or twice in their lifetime. But if those events are documented, then the learning remains for the lifetime. So that's the major benefits of writing a case study. It gives a professional immortality to the organization, to the protagonist or to the business owner who are managing the business at that time. Because the case studies are going to be there for next 25 years. Whether organization survives or doesn't survive, but the case study remains. So the one is the professional immortality. Second is the organization brand is visible. Because thousands of business school students are going through the case study. They are researching about the company. They are discussing in the classroom. And in today's social media era, one person, when they learn about the case study, they are going to speak to maybe 10 or 20 other people about the case study. So the effect is multiplied. It's a good PR exercise as well. And it is also a satisfaction to the business owner that yes, we are not just making profit, we are also contributing back to the society. We are sharing our data, we are sharing our practical challenges or the best practices what we are doing, so that future business leaders, when they study in the business schools, they learn about all this from the practical angle.
Good, great. Then how can this case study provide a fresh solution for major business challenges without the high cost of a traditional consultancy?
So any organization that is facing certain challenges or the issues or the problems, they have two ways to go through it. One is their internal team and the owner, their team, management team and the owner, they work together and they solve on their own. Second is they may hire an external consulting company, a big consulting company, or maybe a freelance consultant to solve those business challenges. Now these consulting companies and the freelance consultant the engagement duration might be for a few months to a few years, and it's also going to be a huge cost and the time. Whereas a faculty member, a professor in a business school who is coming from the management background, and once the faculty member is also narrating or writing the case study, the faculty member is able to apply theory into practice, work on the business challenges that the organization is facing, and also will propose a solution, or you can say a possible options about the solutions to the organization. And all this can be done at just a fraction of the cost of the consulting company.
Good. Oh, great. So one more question: in what way are the teaching case help the leadership see what are their own problem more clearly
Yeah. So when we categorize the case studies, one is the news articles, or we can say success stories which are just written or narrated in the story form. But when we look at the category of a teaching case study, that means the case study has been narrated in such a way that it is used for the learning purpose. That means that teaching case study require the information about the organization, the historical information, about the overall sector, about the external environment under which the organization is operating, then drill down to a very specific context, then the people involved within the organization, maybe competitor related information. So the teaching case study is a comprehensive document where from that document itself, the student will learn everything about the sector, about the organization, about the challenges, and then by applying the theory topics, the students also will be able to suggest certain innovative solutions, because these are the young, bright minds, and they do not come with the baggage or they do not come with any bias. So we have seen practically when we use the case study in the classroom, even a consultant or even a faculty member might not have thought certain innovative solutions, but then these fresh young minds who can bring the very innovative ideas, and those ideas are helpful to the organization in solving the business challenges.
Probably it's a win-win situation for both the corporates and for an academia also. Now, many times these beautiful case studies which one construct, and like once it is published, like how does that contribute towards the branding as far as the organization which are concerned, and also from the perspective of an academia
Yeah. So any public listed organization, when a case study is written on them, it is always a matter of pride for them that their success stories or their challenges are documented. Because in the narrating the case study, in any case, all the information about the past, the journey, and the financial progress that the company has made, how the company has successfully solved the previous challenges, all have been documented. And because it is written by a third party, by an educator, by a faculty member, it gives more validity. It gives more, if we can say, those who are reading those case studies, they feel these are the authentic information. Because a company, when they publish a case study, they may be biased, but when a third person, when somebody, educational institute or a faculty member is writing a case study, that brings the authenticity to the entire journey of the organization.
That's more supported by the research, so what faculty members they do, and it becomes easier for a corporate to solve their basic problem which are there.
Exactly.
So thank you very much for throwing light as well as the strategic and the business benefits which are concerned. I'm sure both the corporates and the academia who are listening to you on this platform, because today if I need to grow, I need to probably like the consultancy might be more expensive, but if academic they're coming forward and joining hands with the corporate, I'm sure like they can find a way in terms of transformation of an as far as the organization which are concerned, and also it adds to the overall academic journey too.
Yeah, and also if I add one important point, how the case writing benefits the faculty members or the professors. See, no professor would like to remain as just a theorist or just a person who is only know the theory and doesn't know how to apply the theory into practice or how to solve the business challenges.
So this is the best way of.
This is the best way that the faculty member can establish themselves in the industry circle, that we are also a researcher, but we are also a problem solver, and everybody loves the problem solver, because then that's a real value addition. That the faculty member is not just a teacher, is not just a researcher, but also is able to bridge the gap between industry and academics, and is solving the industry problems.
I'm sure, I think the conversation to what we are having with Mr. Ketan Gandhi or exclusively on TTalk Boond Soch will motivate the corporates and the academia to come forward in writing a case study jointly, and also preparing a teaching note for a meaningful interpretation of an opportunity which do exist for the corporates as such. So thank you very much for valuing.
Yeah, thank you.
God bless you.